I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up? What up? What is going on? Welcome into Pregaming here at Sports Money. Must be 6 p.m. because you know we get popping off 6 p.m. at today, a few minutes after the fact. Hope everyone's doing well. StreamYard's not doing well. StreamYard is struggling right now. Connection is struggling. StreamYard is struggling all afternoon. StreamYard has been down. Got to find a better alternative. Hate when they get you by the you-know-whats. Hope everyone's good to go. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. I'm excited about the evening. We've got NHL playoff hockey. There's nothing better, and it's the Stanley Cup Finals. That's exciting in itself. It's game number 4. The Edmonton Oilers, the Florida Panthers battling. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Small baseball slate. Excuse me. Hopefully you got your RBIs in today. The RBI contest is in day number 4. We'll show the leaderboard here in just a minute. The top 5 anyhow. That's exciting stuff. Colorado Rockies just came back from the abyss to beat the San Francisco Giants. Wow. What a day. What a day. What a day. We have a CFL game. Week number 2 in the CFL. We'll have the BC Lions and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers facing off against each other. Big game there to talk about. What else do we have going on? We've got a big live stream tonight. I'll tell you that. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's PFL. The Professional Fighting League is in play tonight. They've got a playoff format. They're going to battle. We're going to go after it. We're going to bet on it. We're going to give you, I've already got a plus 225 dog spot I like. Little parlay I tossed together as well. And we'll see what MMA Jeff and Subhuman Gaucho have. You know, they're ready to go. I know Sub's got probably a half a dozen plays already. And I know Jeff's in the game as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The NHL pops off at 8, and I believe, double check. Let me double check. I believe the PFL rolls at 8:30 tonight. So it's a later start. Later start. I'm looking in the co-main. Jesus Pinedo. Gabrielle Brock. Going to be fun to talk about that one. What else is going on? Couple of plays given out today to the premium members. Appreciate those that do give us a little bit more. Give us a couple extra dollars out of their pocket. And we split. Whoops. Spoiler alert. We split. But we made some money. We grinded out. We got a couple W's there. A couple dollars, I should say. We had the under in Minnesota, Texas. I don't know if that game's over yet. They scored 100. That didn't happen. Didn't cash. Didn't get there for us. It is what it is. We had the Mets in the under parlayed at plus 175, I think it was. That did get there for us. So those are one good spot from this afternoon's action. And what else? Blew it with the Instagram prop of the day. So a little 1 and 2 action. Trying to make up some ground here, though, this afternoon. We've got ourselves the Tigers and the Orioles. They will be popping off here at 6:35-ish, give or take, carry the 1, something like that. I've got 2 plays now based on line movement. I had 3. I'll still give it to you. I'll still tell you what I'm invested in. But there's been line movement, and that can sometimes screw the pooch. So we'll stay tuned to that. Also, we've got the Yankees in Kansas City closing out that series. The Pirates will battle the Cubs at Wrigley. The White Sox and Houston will close out our end. I actually got action in that Cardinals game as well. So a little bit of action in all of Major League Baseball today. I've got a big play for the NHL. And we'll take a taste in the CFL. It's just week 2. We're just getting used to it. We're just breaking things in. So let's go. Let's do just that. How about that? Let's see what we got here. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good things happening in the RBI business. Now, it's foolish to show this because, frankly, this is as of yesterday, and half the MLB has gone off today. But you can see the leaderboard, GoGo 2310 at plus 570. DJ Hardy at plus 515 in second place. Charlie Bradshaw, 495. Barney at 460. And Parma Jake at 425 round out the top 5. Some of you guys are already sneaking into the big bomb game. Don't give up. 150s can crawl your asses across the finish line. 3 150s, the guy in first place loses 2 in a row. All of a sudden, you're in first place. Or nipping at the heels, as they say. So that's fun. Get this back up. Let's do that. Okay. Yesterday, what a Pacers game. Appreciate all you guys that joined us live. You know we are live betting extraordinaires. Nobody does it better. Some of these guys come in, they got one play, and they're scared to make extra plays. Not us live, especially. And we fired. I think the only one that didn't cash there was Halliburton, 5+3s. Got a little greedy, but did cash some first half lives, did cash the full game lives, did cash the full game. Triple dipped on that thing with the Scud missile. Now, we did lose the first quarter. First quarter money line did not come through for us. Sucks. But that's okay, because we fired on just about everything else in that game. So we got the plus 3.5 in the first half. Live bets plus 8.5, plus 9.5. We did get the plus 6.5 live. Live bet on the game plus 8.5. We did get Siakam over 19.5 points. We did get SGA under 34.5 points. All the props, everything was dialed into that game. I think I'm dialed into this NHL game tonight too. Sadly, the WNBA shit to bed. Not dialed into the WNBA. I did go with an extra play out there. Threw a third one. That one won. Didn't cash as for us here. That sucked. And the first 5 under 5.5 in Colorado Rockies. I guess I can't be taking unders at Coors. Look at it again today. 8-7, 15 runs scored. Kansas City in the first 5 didn't cash. Baltimore Orioles was an easy winner to close out yesterday's action on the card. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. You guys know the deal. Let's get moving. We got work to do. We got 6:35 game popping off. Before we can do anything, though, you know the utmost importance be that thumbs up button. So give it a crack, give it a smack, give it a tap, do whatever it is you do to that thumbs up button. Show the support. And then we'll get to start. All right, listen. I got to point the finger. I appreciate everybody putting a comment in the YouTube video for the contest. You got to hit the thumbs up on the video too. So, yesterday, we had over 100 comments. We got like 13 thumbs up. I'm going to need you guys to go back on those previous videos and hit the thumbs up if you haven't done it yet. Got to hit the thumbs up. We can't get to 20, 25 thumbs up on a video with 50 of you putting comments in there. Something ain't right. Don't be lazy. You know who you are. Don't make me find out who you are. That's not cool. You're getting free stuff in a contest that's taken a lot of time to administer. I need you to smack that thumbs up button. There's no excuse for it. Your comments go right below the thumbs up button. You're ignoring the thumbs up button. That's called an asshole. No assholes allowed in this contest. I should have made that part of the rules. So I appreciate everybody taking that second for that PSA. Smack that thumbs up button. What the fuck? It's right there. You actually have to ignore the thumbs up button in the video to put your comment in there. Get those thumbs up out there. Let's make sure that we get back there. Finish the thumbs up on yesterday's videos and the prior. It's going to take you just a second. You know how long it takes me? Every time one of you guys goes in there and puts a play in there, I got to kind of give you the thumbs up. I got to respond to the comment. I got to go over to the tracker. I got to put it in the tracker. I got to tally it at the end of the night. Then I got to go back out there and put a recap video together for you guys. So all I need you to do is hit the thumbs up button. I actually was a little bit put off by that. I'm not going to lie to you. It actually chapped me a little bit. Enough to say something. And I don't want to start on a sour note, but I was just a little put back. I was thinking, man, actually going out of their way not to hit the thumbs up button. And I know it's not all of you guys. I know it's not everybody. So it's at least not 13 of you. There's 37 of you I'm talking to. Let's go. Let's get the pen and paper out. Let's talk about these best bets. Shout out to everybody here that's rocking with us. Justin McKelvey, Old E. Gerald Jones is going to pop us off with the first bet of the night. His best bet. Indy OKC under first quarter 56, 53-44. Best St. Louis first 5 minus a half a run, minus 102 for Gerald Jones. The Cards in the first 5 minus a half. Phil the Kill likes the Blue Bombers at +4. The Futon Bet says Jeremy Pena 1+ single. Gerald Jones says we got an NBA series now. Let's go Oilers. Oldie says I worked all day, kept soft, but ready to make some night moves. Didn't even know if you were doing it right. The Futon Bets. I also like the Nerfy in the Cardinals game. Okay. Nicholas Handy's here. Robert McCormick. Nobody says just gambling, doing cocaine, and driving. Life's great. Hey, man. You got to do you, brother. Gerald Jones says took the L on the ribeye today on Buxton. Peter Gracia. Almost Friday. Thursday is connected to Friday. Shout out to Joe Dogs here. Joe Dog says, I suck at RBIs. 0-4. Not easy. Kelly V says, hello, peeps, my RBI cash. Texas. Carter, hell yeah. Tarek B says, great night yesterday. Pacers first half, +5.5, +6.5, and +300 live. Yeah, we lost the first quarter. But we were dialed in on the rest of it. So it's all good. Fernando Mendoza says, Judge taking the day off. Kelly V. Are we on to Scooble? Miss Urowski from Phil the Kill over 4.5 Ks. Obviously, I got to question my enunciation on that one. Tarek says he took the under 2. Milwaukee Bats, ice cold from KV. Voodoo Ranger, what's up, my guy? He says needle, thread, same game parlay. 7+ Scooble Ks, over 18.5 outs. And Baltimore +2.5. That is threading the needle. That is a needle threader. Let's go. Kelly V says, not me. Or Justin says, Kelly V, not me. I'm on the Orioles +1.5, -104. And Torkelson RBI +148. Shout out to Fernando Mendoza. They changed pitchers. That's what happened in that Baltimore game, for anybody that doesn't know. Or at least they're going with an opener. It's supposed to be Kremer. What's up, Stop Geo Engineering? Trevor Davis thinks Kansas City's going to beat the Yankees tonight. I do too. It's not the play I took, but I do too. Peter Gracia says, was another good night, Mikey. Thanks. Hell yeah, man. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Shout out to AOD. Peter Gracia is reminding everybody to hit the like button out there. Let's go. Let's get this thing going. Nathan Cern is here. Appreciate Mitch Morber's here. Says smash the thumbs up. Jay Main. Robert McCormick, ready to roll. He says, I'm one of those people. Sorry. You got a chance to fix it. That's all I ask. Thanks, dude. Oh, he says he smashed the thumbs up on Instagram. Even though I appreciate that, man. Put a comment. I'd love to see when you guys are on the. I'll acknowledge it. I'm a man. I'll tell you when I was wrong. I was wrong on that one today. Trevor. Lee Anthony Quinones says, I'll never take AJ Wilson prop again. Nathan Cerna likes the Panthers. All right, let's go. Barney's here. Adam Borix. Gonzo's getting back in the top 5. Kikuri. All those vowels, Barney. Why did you do that to me? All right. Let's get her going. Not a ton. Somebody do me a favor. Can somebody do me a favor? Can somebody go onto the Instagrams? Actually, I'll do it right now. I'm just curious what actually plays over there. Does the video play? Been doing it for the full week. Be a shame if it didn't. It says it is. It says we're live. Where's it go? Where does it go? It's not there. Not there. Is it there? Weird. Strange. Ain't that strange? What's the purpose of being live over there if you can't see it? Anybody know? I don't know. I don't see it, though. I know that. I know I don't see it. Captivating entertainment there, but okay. I'm not sure what the benefit of that is, but we'll evaluate that later. I got to evaluate this StreamYard thing, too. I was down all day today, but it's up tonight. It's ready to go. I'm ready to go. I hope you're ready to go. Let's get her going. Oh, he says we are live on Instagram. All right. All right. All right. Let's go. I'm ready. It's about time. We don't have a lot of time. I was going to triple dip this one. I'm still good with it. I'm still good across the board. Maybe I shouldn't be as good with it. The triple dip was going to be also adding the Baltimore team total under. That was 3.5. This line was like 8. It was 4.5. Shit's gone. It's all out the window. So it's a dicey spot now, but it's a 6:35 start. It's the only game until 7:40. So if you haven't gotten your RBIs in, you either got to get something from this one or the next game starts at 7:40. There's 4 games left on the agenda after that. 87% of the bets and 90% of the cash, and big movement, minus 180 to minus 200 for this road team, the Detroit Tigers. This line's come down from 8.5 down to 7.5. Now, I'll say this, 89% of the bets, 86% of the cash. Let me tell you this. I haven't talked about this in a minute. You can see the play, so we got a minute. I always play action. I don't care about listed pitcher. I don't. Now, can that bite me in the ass? Maybe. For every time it bites me in the ass, I could show you I won on a 2. Hear me out. If you're playing the first 5, 90% of the time it's action or it's listed pitcher. And most sites, you don't have the choice. But the listed pitcher typically is only going 5 innings, right? We use that as the measuring stick. Some of these guys are such pieces of you know what. They go 4 innings. If you went listed pitcher on this game, they voided your 8.5 under. And you're now at 7.5 under. You liked it at 8.5. Now it's 7.5. And the listed pitcher is only going 5 innings. Now, would I make decisions on RBIs and things like that when it comes to listed pitchers versus action? No. I want to see the batting matchups. Those are ultra important. But always go listed pitcher. Or I'm sorry, always go action. Excuse me. Yikes. It's a big faux pas there. We're learning through this baseball season. We're learning about lefties. We're learning about travel days. We're learning about plate discipline. We're learning about RBIs. We're going to learn about action versus listed pitchers. Now, some of you guys may disagree, and that's fine. Between the Tigers and the Orioles, with the offenses that are out there right now, if it was Skubal that got taken out of this game, would you still not like the under? If you're playing the under in this game, regardless, it's foolish. And there's a lot of games. So even if you take that ball on the chin, it's not like the NFL where there's only 17 weeks, right? That being said, the reason I talk about that and I reference this listed pitchers thing here is, we've got Skubal who's been striking. He's a killer. He's a Cy Young in the AL, and he's on pace to do it again this year. He is dominant at home. He's got a 1.72 ERA. On the road, not so much with a 2.72. He is a lefty. We know the advantage the lefties have out there. That's the biggest deal when it comes to RBIs and when I don't get involved with lefties, righty, or with the players if they switch to, I like to see who the pitcher's locked in with first before I start looking at my batters, because it's definitely a big difference if you're lefty versus righty when it comes to batting. So there's some microcosms inside of the game that you have to be aware of. But Scooble's a fucking killer. He's got a 1.82 ERA over his last 8 starts. K to walk ratio is amazing, 76-2. Lots of strikeouts, not a lot of walks. 2, 54.2 innings. That's amazing. That's a killer. On the other side of things here, the Orioles' offense stinks. Against lefties, they are the league worst. They're hitting just a 203. They got a .076 ISO against lefties. They're terrible. They're horrible offensively. Goes back to why I said if Scooble was out and they put somebody else in, I'd still be okay with the under. You're not going to lose. You might lose, but you know what I mean? Big picture, you're not going to lose if you go with action versus listed pitchers. You're only going to fuck yourself in the long run because you're going to take 8.5 and make them 7.5. These offenses are bad. And frankly, it's a step up if they're going with the opener instead of Kremer, because Kremer's got a 4.98 ERA. Better at home with the 2.25. So, doesn't strike out a ton of batters. That was kind of the look on the game itself. But the Tigers aren't great against righties. Over the last 2 weeks, they're slumping. They're 25th overall in Major League Baseball in OBA. 26th in strikeout rate. They're swinging at everything and they're missing. That's what it comes down to. So I like the unders in this game here. Unders 14-6 in Detroit's last 20 games. It's 9-2 in the last 11 Baltimore games out there. Big movement. There's still 4. You can only get a 3.5. You got a hard decision to make. I'd still take it. I'd still take it with those numbers. You're actually getting an upgrade by not having Kremer in there to pop the top on this game. So, sharing with you my card. Keegan Aiken's a lefty. Only Gleyber Torres has really effective numbers against him. 13 at-bats, 7 hits, 1 home run. 1 home run in the entire lineup against Keegan Aiken on that Detroit side of things. Not much reason to think it's going to go over. The reason I didn't get on the team total anymore, and I tell you, look, I took the 3.5. It's 2.5 now. And the first 5 under 1.5 is -180. They really boxed us in on this game. They didn't give us a lot of room to go. What do you guys think about all that nonsense? Let's see what you guys have to say. Ron Young wants to know if we're invited to the wedding. Who's getting married? Let's see. Joe Dog. Kelly V. Is anybody getting married? Who's getting married? You guys got me on a little fader. Lexicon, what's up? Kelly V says, KC, shouldn't the Yankees save better relievers for the Boston series? Probably. Probably, yes. Peter Grassi says, DraftKings must know we on it. 3.5 and 7.5. It's a lot of movement. Joe Dog says, I don't know X. I just got into all this. I'm still using ESPN's info. Jay Main says, Crispy Kremer about to get smoked 6-1. I like that, Crispy Kremer. Nice when we have a little bit of time to get into this stuff. But anyhow, I thought it was important to talk to you guys about the difference between the listed pitchers. This is a good example and a good opportunity to talk about it. We talk about the difference between the whole numbers versus the plus a halves. It stinks when you could have taken the plus a half at -135 and it ends up 2-2. And not saying this game, but in general. But those pushes of plus money with the number of games, think about it. The season's twice as long as the normal NHL season or NBA season. More time for that data to mature over time. So that game's going to pop off right now. So we'll see if we're right, wrong, or indifferent. Let's keep her moving. The Yankees and Kansas City, as KV teed us up and talked about it, shouldn't they save them arms for the Red Sox? I was wrong yesterday. I'm set with myself. It was a 20-0 trend, and somehow I talked myself out of it. I'm not sure what happened there. And it was The bullpens yesterday. Oh, man, that was just a bad call. That was just a bad call. Clark took a big Schmidt all over my bankroll. 80% of the bets, 75% of the cash are on the Yankees. The line's coming down. That's a problem, for sure. And I think there's an opportunity for us to take advantage. This total at 8.5 is a little perplexing. I'm not entirely sure what the hell's going on there. This is another game that I tripled up on. And maybe I like touching the hot stove. Maybe I don't care that the stove's hot. You know, we're talking about this situation and how to attack it with these first fives. I want runs and I want KC in the first five. Probably I should look at the full game too, but I don't know if I want to 4 up on this game. I like runs. I don't like Will Warren. 5.34 ERA for Mr. Warren. And that's not good. 3.46 on the other side for the Kansas City side of things here. Kansas City, obviously, big deal. They got shut out yesterday. I'm sorry, no, they didn't. What am I talking about? 6-3 final. They were shut out in the first five. 5-0 first five. 6-3, though, they came back on that bullpen to some degree. Detroit's already on base. Great. The Yankees have been running and gunning. Back-to-back wins, 10-2 and 6-3. They've been putting it on the Kansas City Royals, and the Kansas City Royals have been doing nothing but saying, thank you, sir. May I have another? The reason I want to get involved with the runs here is starting pitching. It's starting pitching oriented. And I want to take apart, first and foremost, big trend. Let's start with the big picture. The over's 10-2 in the Yankees games in road favorites the month of June over the last 6 years. Now, that price has come down, so this is not entirely, the reason we're starting here is because it's kind of null and void to some degree. It was minus 140 to minus 160. Basically, both sides get touched is what happens in that process. To me, though, look, we talked about 12-9 runs to start. Look, Yankees, Will Warren, 5.34 ERA, 1.41 whip. Ducks on the pond. Probably brought up a little prematurely. First season in the bigs. He is struggling to get the timing down. 7 starts. They probably should have sent him down already, but they don't have anybody else. It's old Mother Hubbard, and there's nobody in the cupboard. 11 runs in his last 2 outings. That's why I went to Kansas City in the first 5. Twofold. 1, I think he lets up runs. 2, I think Kansas City gets some runs. And Warren stinks. He's bad, and he's even worse on the road with a 6.54 ERA. On the other side of things, Seth Lugo, he had a shit start the last time he played the Yankees. He's got a 3.46 ERA, which is fine and dandy, but he's getting crushed. The hard hit rate's a factor when you're looking at totals. 47.4% hard hit rate I wrote down. Why? Because when he gets smacked, that ball's getting deep and it's getting in play. Problem. Not striking batters out. Can't be not striking. You're playing against the Kansas City or Yankees team. There's just too much opportunity right now. Now, that being said, the Yankees do have some tremendous numbers here. You know, everyone's talking about the Mets offense. Listen to these Yankee numbers against righties. 2nd in OBA, 1st in WRC+, 2nd in ISO, 2nd in OPS. Ducks are getting on the pond. I'm surprised there weren't more Yankees plays on the RBI contest today. Hint, hint, if you haven't gotten involved in the RBI contest today yet, you may want to look at these Yankees because they should go out there and bat the ball. Belt the ass, whatever it is you want to call it. The last time I mentioned Lugo faced the Yankees out there, he gave up 4 runs on 7 hits. So, you know, the Yankees are 7.2 runs a game over the last week. 16 runs the first 2 games of this series against Kansas City. It's going to be a run festival out there. I don't see any reason not to get involved. Triple dip. I should probably consider the full game. I don't know the last time I went 4 wide on a game. Well, I guess I went 4 wide yesterday on that. I don't have the same feeling as this game as I do with the Kansas City game or the Indiana Pacers game. I guess is what it comes down to. But I like some Yankees overs. I like some scores. I like to go wide. Now, Textile says he's going Yankees. Textile's been on fire in the contest. Justin B likes Bobby Witt over 1.5 stolen bases. Kelly V says New York won the series. Boston up next. Agree. KC play. Yankees 9-2 series. Kansas City team total over 3. Just them to win the game. I don't know that it's a hold your nose. It's hard to sweep a team. And they're saying Judge is out, huh? Is that true? Let me look at the lineup. That's true. That is true. That's probably why the 9s have come down to some 8.5s. So you've got Grisham, Rice, Goldschmidt, Bellinger, Dominguez, Volpe, Escara, Reyes, and Peraza. 3 of those guys have never even touched a ball coming off of Seth Lugo. And nobody on the Royal side has seen Willie Warren. I think there's some sneaky plays on that Kansas City side. I like the Vinny Pasquantino. So I see some of you guys were talking about him as the lefty. It's a Yankees game. What are you going to do? That thing will be going. We'll be starting the live show. We'll be watching NHL. We'll be betting all over the place. Barry says, Jacob Master. I don't even know who that fucking dude is. What team is he on? Did I miss it? Is he the guy that's starting for the Cardinals? Or for the Brewers? Is that who we're talking about? Wells out too, says Peter. Yeah. All right, well. My hesitations because I might just be starting off. I might just be firing on Kansas City again. I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm on the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't have them in the right up there. I'll tell you, I'll give you the splits here. We'll take a look at that. It's just more of a fade than it is anything else in this game here. 740 pop. I don't want to be involved in the Brewers business. The Brewers business to me is out of business. 68% of the bets, 64% of the cash have come in on the Cardinals. It's gone from minus 122 to minus 134. 96% of the bets, 94% of the cash are on the over. There we go. There's your Brewers player. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. Give me the Cards. Be this meatball. You know, just at a quick look here, I got some minor league numbers with this guy. Does have some Ks. I don't know. His under's juiced at minus 120. I'm taking the Cardinals here. Fuck it, that. Rookie pitcher coming into the big leagues. Gray is a monster. 3.23 ERA, 95 career innings pitched versus this team. 6.1 scoreless against the Dodgers last week. He went into the 7th inning against the Dodgers team and held him down. Fade train on this Milwaukee Brewers offense for me. That's the assessment. That's the synopsis. I'm going to take a little St. Louis Cardinals action. No graphic. I guess probably I didn't get there because I didn't see who the pitcher was. And this Cardinals team stinks right now. By the way, it's worth noting they lost 4 in a row. Lost a closeout game against the Dodgers. Lost to Toronto. Lost to Toronto. Lost to Toronto. Tight games, though, in all fairness. 5-4, 10-9, 5-2. Cardinals bats are getting the ball. They just had some bad bounces, I guess, if you will, when you look at that thing and the way it shakes out. My thought process there. Spoon bets. 3-pitch guy without a changeup. Who's leading after the first round? Did John Rahm become a factor for me? Realized last night I put an unnecessary amount of money on that dude to go out there and clobber today in the first round. JJ Spawn. Fucking everybody. And no, John Rahm is not in the lead. All right. Look at that guy. Tristan Lawrence. Who the fuck is he? I hate when you get too many cocktails and then you start betting on golf for the next day. It's tough. Okay. Pirates and Cubs. This series screams under. Cubs coming back after a travel spot extended road stay. Big number, minus 180 to minus 200, 89% of the bets, 90% of the cash on the Cubs. 7.5 on the total with 95% of the bets and 93% of the cash. It hasn't moved. It's sitting on the over. It has not moved. It's Tyone and Heaney. It's a bad spot for Heaney. It's a fade spot for Heaney. This is a strange game. Strange game because the Cubs coming off that big road trip. I'd like to fade a team coming off of a 6-game road trip coming back home. But can I do it against Heaney? I don't know. On the other side of things, what's strange about this here is we've seen the Pirates picking up wins. Even the bad teams can collect a couple W's. They're 4-1 in their last 5. 2 of those last 3 were against shitbag Marlins, though. It was the Phillies series that was impressive. But again, Harper less Philadelphia Phillies. Should have wrote down my Andrew Heaney numbers. Because it's a fade Heaney spot. I can't do it, though. I'm just straightforward total guy in this one. And I'm going to the under. As boring as that may be with this game overall, I don't want to mess with the first 5, though. Maybe they do get to Heaney early. I saw he was in like an 0-13 spot. If they're going to go 0-13, he's going to get touched up. I want the bullpen at least to come through and save the day out there. So I think there's an opportunity for that pen. I think there's a chance for these guys out there. I just, look, coming back after that extended road trip, those are fade team spots. I just don't want either of these teams. I just don't want to see any runs. That's what I'm saying. And because by the way, we're at Wrigley. So when you got this 7.5, you don't even have to look and see what the wind's doing. You know what it's doing. Somebody back me up and tell me we know what it's doing. Spoon Bets got 10 on Peterson to win the first round at 1,700. A friend at work walked up and told me to tied for second. Wow. I love betting the first rounds in golf. You know, especially in the day and age now where you got Scotty Scheffler winning every tournament. He can go off and do what he wants to do. Onward and upward. Fun game right here. Framber Valdez is a straight killer as well. By the way, I meant to say, as far as that Pirates games goes, I know I kind of skipped over it. I'm on it, but I skipped over it. 10-2 to the under. Pirates, road dogs, total between 7.5 and 8 after a home win. Big spot to fade on them, boys. Tight lines, low totals. Pirates offense, good to blow it. They stay cold on the road. I just don't want to lay $2 on a team that's returning home after an extended road trip. Sometimes you say the same thing over and over. It's like, all right, I see it. I get it. I understand it. Here's what I don't understand. Who in their right mind could come out on a show and go, bang? I did. Even though it's a Framber Valdez spot and he's been starching Major League Baseball. Couple things you got to look at with this game. Couple things. First of all, from a pitching perspective on the White Sox, Davis Martin will get the bump. Now, looking at the two of these guys side by side, you might go, well, it's pretty close. Framber's with that 3.07 and Martin with a 3.62. But think about this. Framber had like a 15 after he started game number 1. So he was definitely out there scorching and torching the earth. Scorched earth status, and he pitches well at home with a 2.2 ERA. I'll get to it in a second here, but last time he played, for whatever reason, he just doesn't try against the White Sox. Last time he played, he went 5 innings. 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 1 of them a homer. Coming off his best game of the season, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned, 11 strikeouts. And he's been winning like crazy. He had that bad start. He's gone 8 innings, 7 innings, 6 innings, 9 innings, 7 innings. Davis Martin, the righty. He's been playing okay. 5 hits, 5 innings pitched, 6 innings pitched his last game is the big number there for me. Came off a win. Here's where I'm looking at. Okay, hear me out. And I'll talk about the numbers in a second, but I'll give you the overview. Houston's in an over spot. The White Sox are in an under spot. Wait, did I screw that up? The White Sox are in an over spot. Houston's in an under spot. The under spots with Framber Valdez on the bump. The over spot for the White Sox are that they just got busted up by 8 runs going back 10 years. Traditionally, after they get thumped, they go over the next game. Big bounce back spot. They put runs on the board after they get thumped. For whatever reason, that kind of triggers I don't know if it's a defense mechanism. I don't know what it is, but it gets these boys going, hey, we got to go back out there and strike. 13-6-1 to the over, in fact, over the last 20 games when they get thumped. They don't get thumped often. Usually it's just enough to get past these boys. And if it's just enough to get past these boys, we have the over here. We have the under over there. This game is Davis Martin. Dude's been playing solid. 6.2, 7.1, 6.0, 6.0, 6.0. When he gets cracked, it's for a home run, and then he stabilizes. Last game, he let up 2 earned runs. He got two earned runs, 2 home runs. Struck out 7 dudes, went 7 innings. Kansas City, by the way. I'm going to take a shot. There's not enough here for me to want to get involved on the Houston side. I'm certainly not going minus $3. And here's where you got some respected sharp action coming in. 92% of the bets, 70% of the cash on the Houston Astros. Total open at 7.5 has not moved with 95% of the bets and 94% of the cash. That's a problem. If we know the White Sox are going to tag and we know the Astros are in a spot where they're going to play a little defensive and it goes under, is this a 4-2 final for the White Sox? I don't know. I split them up between the two. You got plus money on the run line. It's a tight game anyways. And then we take a big bopper for that plus 228 to try to get some White Sox money. That's the way I see it. We'll see what happens. I mean, we got to take some swings. You got to find the right spot to take these big bombs. And that's where I think we're at with this game. Let's go into the NHL. The big news, excuse me. I don't know if it's really that big of news, but they're decided to stay with Skinner on the Edmonton Oilers side of things. You know, everybody says, and I was on the under that last game, and everyone's like, oh, that was a bad beat if you were on the under. It was just that late goal that pushed it over. In all fairness, that game should have fucking scored 100 goals. There was 145 minutes in penalty minutes. A lot of penalty minutes. Lots of odd man opportunities. And Edmonton, who's got McJesus on the ice, didn't score. Or his team got 1 goal, I guess is what I meant to say. Edmonton, do you expect that to happen again? The Sharps are coming in saying this game's going to sway back to the means. It's the first time in Stanley Cup history, I think we've had, or in the last 10 years, that we've had 3 games all go to the over. First 2 games in Edmonton, we saw overtimes. Then we see this team travels back home over 3,000 miles to get back home. Florida Panthers come out, game number 1. They bust them up. Literally, busted them up. I had the argument last night, not argument, but the case being made that I said, my friends flew down to the game. I said, would you rather see a 6-1 for your team in the playoffs, or would you rather see a 4-3 double overtime, even if your team lost? I said, I'd rather see the 4-3 double overtime, not a 6-1. Because then you're bored. You're bored. You're checked out. You're fucking looking at your phone. You're taking selfies with the fucking mascot. All those other things that you're doing out there besides watching the game. So that's me. I think the faster team is going to be the winning team here. I'll give Edmonton the pass because they had to travel those 3,000 miles to get themselves adjusted and acclimated to playing down in Florida, trying to figure it out. They got to play discipline. They got the penalty advantages in their direction at home, and that's what happens when you're the faster team. The other team gets a little sloppy. They're sitting in quicksand. They got to reach back out, and they use their stick when they shouldn't be, and they get a tripping, and now you're on a power play. I think the difference maker in this game, hard to imagine as it may be. What do we know about DeBoer? You guys remember DeBoer? Game 7s for Dallas? No, he's only lost one in his career. That's it. What do we know about Stuart Skinner? First of all, I looked at the ref report. I just teased it. I looked at the ref report. There's no decided edge. Maybe you could say there's a little bit of an edge for the Florida Panthers. There's a lot of penalties that last game. It got a little hard to watch, especially when it was 6-1. I can only imagine how checked out I'd be at that game. I probably would have left after this. I don't know if I would have left. It's not a dude thing to do. But I still would have been checked out. Stuart Skinner has never lost a game 4 in his career. Never. Not once. In a series where it's him or not, we see he's boom or bust. He just went bust. And he's in his spot with game 4. I think the series ties regardless of some of those outstanding factors. I think the faster team, the Draisaitl, McDavid opportunities out there will spin some circles. There's only so many chances that you get guys like Carter Verhaeghe scoring goals. I mean, I get it. These dudes are a little older. They're a little slower. They're a little thicker. And Edmonton's got their backs against the wall. They don't want to go back home down 3-1 and give up home ice advantage here. I think they do get the split in this game. We've seen goals scored in the first 5 minutes. I think every game in this playoffs, in this series, Edmonton scored a goal, or the Edmonton games have had a goal scored in the first 5 minutes forever and then some. I mentioned the Sharps are taking the under because they're expecting this to regress to the mean. I wanted to take the under. How many times am I going to take an under and lose? Tired of losing on unders in this series. Give me the plus money. Give me the Edmonton Oilers. Give me the plus 128. Give me Stuart Skinner to bounce back. You know, I love to look for those bounce back spots, and there's a fucking opportunity where this guy never loses game 4. Bounce him back, Stuart Skinner. Play with some fucking passion and some heart. Evander Kane scores the first goal. Got to make sure he's still in the lineup. I saw they changed the lineup around. Evander Kane came to me as the first goal scorer for no other reason than he sticks in my head when I think of the Edmonton Oilers because he lost his passion for playing hockey in Edmonton or in Buffalo. I got to look and see what that lineup looks like. But either way, I'm involved. I want to get involved on this side of things here. I'm going to take some Edmonton Oilers. And yeah, Ron Young, I actually put down a play on the Skinner over 20. I think it was 26.5 saves for Skinner. Joe Dog says, you just solidified my Florida, baby. All right. They laughed at me when I said I was firing on Indiana yesterday. I'm firing on Edmonton today. I might even take Edmonton to win the first period. Last game I got for you guys is the CFL. I'm going to make a play on it. It's not going to be an aggressive play. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I see everybody on it. Here's what I see. Let's talk about capping Twitter. We talked about playing action versus not. When you see Twitter laying down 4s and 4.5s on a game that doesn't have 4s and 4.5s, it's not winning. When you look at the line and you're like, where'd they get 4? I only see 3.5. Now, guess what happened with all those 4s? The line's now minus 5.5. It's getting a little high, honestly. I'd still take it. I still take the 5.5. I've got the 3.5. I'll take the 5.5. I will double down on this now. I'm in. I'm committed to it. Here's why. First things first. One team had a bye the first week of the season. Only in Canada can a football team have a bye in the first week of the season. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It's beyond ridiculous. It's the first week of the season. You get a bye for. It's crazy. Second, you know, I'm a proponent of teams start the way they finished. The BC Lions in week 1 almost got shut out in the first half. They ripped off 28 points in that second half to come out with a big W and start their season 1-0. Winnipeg, runner-up, Grey Cup. It's got to be a motivational spot in itself. You're playing one of the best when it comes to the business. Rested, but their quarterback's out because of a drug test. They lost a top wide receiver last year. And you're bringing in some fucking meatball that got cut from the New England Patriots backup squad. And you're going to throw him out there week 1, which is week 2, after the other team just came back firing in the second half and started clicking. And Twitter was full of shit about those numbers all afternoon. I'm going to lay it on these fucking BC Lions. Maybe I'll be wrong. I got the 3.5. I'll come back at the 5.5 with you guys. I'm not going to tell you not to take it. This game starts at, 8:30? So we're all in the realm of that 8:30 spot out there. Jamie says, he was on a bye for 9 months. I agree. Your starting quarterback, your number 1 wide receiver are gone. Out. The other team, something clicked at halftime and they're firing and they're excited. And you are the defending runner-up out there, Western Conference champs. I think it's going to be a beatdown. And I don't get why everyone's taking the Blue Bombers. But why? Because of you're taking them because of who they were, not who they are. And at least not who they are in this position. That's my thought process on that game. I'm going to lay it. We're going to play it. We're going to fire on it. All right, here's the deal. First Strike is out there now, 7 p.m. You guys have 2 pieces of homework assignments. 1, get out there and thumbs up those fucking RBI videos. I was very angry. Very angry. I don't say that very often, so I'm saying with a smile on my face because it's hard for me to be angry. I was disappointed. 13 thumbs up. Second, get out there. Check out First Strike. You got 3 plays from the boys. We gave you props as well. We think how these plays are going to fight out, plus money opportunities across the board. Get in there. Check them out. And then get back here. At 7:45, we'll pop off for this PFL. About 7:50 or so, we'll pop off about 10 minutes or so before the NHL game starts. We'll hear what the fellas have to say about how they're getting down in the NHL. We'll talk goal scoring props. We'll talk some of those other prop bets that are out there. We'll do all of it for you guys live here tonight. We're running out of live spots. The NHL tonight. NHL's almost done. The NBA's almost done. Then it's just going to be golf and baseball. So we got to get them in while we can. We enjoy spending time with you guys. We make a ton of money live betting. Love the synergy and camaraderie that gets created from those live bets. So we'll see you guys back here 7:45-ish tonight. You got plenty of time to check out First Strike. You got plenty of time to go back and thumbs up those fucking videos. I was very angry. All right. That's going to put a bow on the show for you guys. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate everybody rocking and rolling. I may go back and add that Yankee spot now as well. Fucking double dipping, triple dipping, quad dipping. It's going to be a big night. I hope. We'll be able